Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Bien? Ok, so continuamos en la semana número 5. Ok, semana número 5 y continuamos con los subjunctive, más subjunctive, subjuntivos, más subjuntivos. Ok, so let's talk about subjunctive with conjunctions. Okay, this group of conjunctions right here uh, tells answer why and under what circumstances, right? So we're going to use a fin de que, a menos que, antes de que, con tal de que, en caso de que, para que, and sin que. So every time you use those conjunction, after those conjunction, you have to use subjunctive. Now be careful with para que. If if you leave that que out, that you might be allowed to leave that que out. It all depends how you write the sentence. Then you cannot conjugate that verb after para, okay? Because it's a rule, after preposition para, you never conjugate the verb. All right, so I'm going to give you an example about this one, which is right here. Okay. La alcaldesa ha desarrollado un plan para ayudar a los jóvenes. Okay, so that que is out. Para ayudar, you don't conjugate los jóvenes. But if you decided to use para que, then that ayudar have to be subjunctive. Okay. All right, so of course the context is going to be a little bit harder and harder as we move forward. We're going to use a different type of vocabulary. All right. Right here, this one right here. La alcaldesa ha desarrollado un plan para que los jóvenes puedan encontrar empleo. So I have the conjunction para que, again, but I'm using que, so you must use subjunctive here. And I do have a different subject pronoun. I have la alcaldesa and I have los jóvenes, okay? Different subject pronouns. All right. So this is the first part. This is subjunctive with this kind of conjunction, all right? So there is no discussion. You use these conjunctions, you have to use subjunctive after all those conjunctions, but be careful with this one, all right? So now we're going to go to the next one, next group of conjunction, okay? Right here, which is cuando, después de que, en cuando, hasta que, en tan pronto. All right, this one is telling when. All right, when. So when you use this conjunction and the first verb you use in future tense, okay, the second verb after the conjunction you have to use present subjunctive, okay, future present subjunctive. Be careful with that. Now, this kind of group is a little bit complicated, so you have to analyze the sentence and analyze what you try to say, all right? So that way you can write your sentences right. So if what you try to say when you use those conjunctions and you try to talk about habitual action, you have to use present tense in both here and here. Okay, cuando, I'm using the conjunction cuando. As you can see, cuando is not in the middle of the sentence, it's at the beginning. Cuando abandonen sus estudios, los jóvenes muchas veces se meten en problemas. This is a habitual action. This is actually can happen. You know, when kids quit school, what happened? They will get in trouble, right? That's why we keep our kids in school. So that's a habitual action. Now, when you're talking about habitual action, you have to use present and present, okay? Which is also we call indicative. And then when you're talking about complete actions, okay, which is pretty much past tense, you have to use past and past in both verbs. Now, be careful because this tan pronto como, which is a conjunction, it's right at the beginning of the sentence, okay? So that means you're not always going to see the conjunction in the middle of the sentence. You also could start with a conjunction at the beginning of the sentence, okay? So when you are talking about complete action, pues, it's pretty much past tense, all right? And you use past in both of them. Now we have aunque. When you use aunque with present tense, okay, that means, right here, I would say it means even though, okay, even though. Now, be careful because this sentence is wrong. Aunque te gradúes, that's present tense, okay? Again, when you use aunque plus present tense, it means even though. And that, when you use aunque with infinitive, also you're expressing that might be true, that is true. What you are going to say is true. Refer to things that you know are true, okay? But then when you use aunque with subjunctive, all right, like right here, aunque te gradúes, what are you expressing here? It refers to things that might not be true, okay? So, and that also means, aunque plus subjunctive, that means even if or although, okay? Even if or although. So again, let's go back again. Aunque plus present tense, you use that expression to refer to things that you know are true. And aunque plus indicative means even though. Now, aunque plus subjunctive means even if, and refer to things that might not be true. ¿Ok? Muy simple. Entonces, haga su tarea, por favor. Tome sus pruebitas porque tienes varios assessments. And I hope you have submitted all your participation points. Okay, so far you got 2. I think one participation point was in like a week 2 or 3, I'm not sure. And another participation point was in week number 4. So I hope you did all of them and have submitted already to me. Ok, nos vemos pronto. Hasta luego. Adiós.